Right, can I be seen? Can I be heard? Right, do say if you can hear me and see everything, just to make sure everything's actually like working. God, my intros are sleek, aren't they? Excuse the juttering as well, I'm just kind of getting the tripod steady to give you the best possible viewing experience. Right. Hello bugs, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Alright chaps, hello, good afternoon. We are live here from London Heathrow again. I'm going to be here for the next hour and a half or so probably. And yeah, just some spotting at Heathrow again. Got my Mackey's milkshake to keep me company, and I've also got the company of, hopefully, some busy traffic. British Airways said that they're launching a load of new routes this month. So that should mean, helicopter, so that should mean that it should be relatively busy, at least busier than what it was 2 weeks ago when I was here. Didn't stream last week because they were at Myrtle Avenue and service is dodgy, so the stream kept like cutting out, and you can't get the departures very well at all. So I've decided to essentially only stick to when they're on the northern ops. And the good news is that they're actually closing the southern runway for the next few weeks, because I think they're like resurfacing it or something. So they're actually going to close those runway 27 left, 09 right, and they're going to be only on the northern ops for the next few weeks. So expect me to be here more often without that week's break whilst they're on the southern runway. All right, so that's enough of me talking. I'm sure I've bored you all already. So here we are from London Heathrow. You can see here, I believe first up is a EasyJet. No, EasyJet, what am I talking about? Jesus, oh my God, that's embarrassing. A British Airways Airbus A319. There's also an Etihad 787-10, which is just taxiing out down that way, but I don't really know how long that's going to take, or which one's actually going to depart first. Although there is an aircraft on final, so I reckon that they're probably going to let this aircraft land, and then they'll let the 319 take off, and then the 7810. I'll be live for an hour and a half today, folks. It'll be a 90-minute long stream. I've paid for, well, in fact, we could probably push it to about an hour and 40 minutes. I've actually parked in the car park here this time because apparently the machine was broken in the academy. So I've only got 2 hours today, sadly, of parking. Otherwise, I'd have to spend a tenner, and I'm not that loaded. Then I'm going to be... yeah, I don't really want to be spending a tenner on parking. You're on this aircraft here? How's that possible? Very nose high. I reckon this might be a config 3 today. Max Woodman, hello, welcome back. How's it going? There we are. So now that A319 is going to taxi out, and then we're going to have the 787-10 coming in behind. Simmy McSimface, hello, welcome, how are we? This is probably going to be quite a loud departure because he's going to throttle up pretty much in front of us. Simi looks in face, am I a real pilot? Believe it or not, because obviously we're total strangers, so you don't know. No, I'm not. Alexander Pasuto, will you be here for my departure at 17:10 to Washington, Speedbird 293? I'd really appreciate it if you could film it. Alexander, I'm really sorry, but I'm only here for about an hour and 40 minutes today, because I've got parking which will expire after 2 hours, and then I've got some family commitments this evening. In fact, you follow me on Instagram, Alexander. What you should do is you should send me like some of the flights that you're doing in or out of Heathrow over the next coming weeks, and I'll see if I can be there for it, for at least one of them. Right, he's off now. Gen X, literally the most characterless, well, one of the most characterless engines for the Dreamliner available right now. Beautiful livery, that. Absolutely stunning. Right guys, if we are going to be having beef, can we take it out of the chat, please? We don't want to be having beef today. Right, should we have our little observations? So, I haven't got flight radar handy, so if anyone has that available to tell me what's coming in or out, that would be greatly appreciated. So we have a Qatar A359, then behind that it looks like a Sri Lankan A330, probably the 300, I think that's the only one they've got. And then behind that is an Emirates 777-300ER. And there's also the China Southern A330-200. And there's an Emirates A380 coming tomorrow. Oh no, I'm not here tomorrow. I think I'm here on Thursday night though. Wait, so Alexander, you can actually like request certain flights. I didn't know you could do that. You can actually like literally just ask the airline for a particular route and they can try and give it to you. Because you fly the 350, don't you? The 350-1000 you fly at the moment. Bradley Penny Aviation, hello my lovely, welcome. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Right, is that depends on your rank. You've been with BA for 20 years and a captain now, so you have priority in choosing. Wow, good stuff. Wait, so if you've been flying with BA for 20 years, what have you actually like flown? Like, what's your fleet kind of experience? What have you actually flown in the past? Excuse the slurping. Sorry about that, guys, just finishing my milkshake. So unprofessional of me, Jesus. And that bus, get out of the way. Speedtech Air Freight Transport Services. You know what we should really do? Whilst there's no traffic, we should just spend the time like car spotting. You've just watched Justin's house. Justin as in like Justin Fletcher. Like, hello, I'm Justin. Justin. You talking about that, Justin? Right, I see an aircraft on the approach path, folks. So I reckon 3 minutes or so he will be here. He hasn't even got his lights on at the moment. Yeah, you started out with the 320 family, then you went to the 777, then the 787, and now on the 350 for a few years, and then start for the 777X. Oh my God, that's incredible. As you've flown the 777 previously. Christ, you've done well. That's brilliant. So what's been your favourite? If you had to go back to one, or even stick with the 350, like if you could fly one of them for the rest of your life, even if it's still like the 350, what would you fly? Because I can imagine the 777X is probably very similar to the 78, isn't it? Haven't they tried to keep commonality? They're starting to do like a bit of an Airbus, aren't they, where they're trying to keep all their aircraft pretty similar to each other, which is good. It's just what they need. We went to Heathrow Saturday and it was crazy. How was it crazy, Max? What, was it just like really busy or something? Was Big Jet here on Saturday? Or was he? No, he was in like Coningsby or East Midlands, wasn't he, actually? Oh, the wind. You really like the 350 but have the soft spot for the new 777 and 777X. Yes, the cockpit. Yeah. Yeah, I hope the 777X is a good aircraft, because I do get quite concerned sometimes. I just, having seen what Boeing did with the 737 MAX, like, I hope that they would learn their lessons on the 777X, so time will tell. Like, I've heard two sides of the story. There's one side of, Max, when we're going to Amsterdam next week, good stuff. Like, I've heard, some people say, oh yeah, the 777X should be literally as safe as it gets, because Boeing are going to be probably like under loads of scrutiny from the FAA. And there's other people saying that it could run into the same problems, which, touch wood, it won't, because it's a beautiful looking aircraft, and I really hope it flies well. Because at the moment, who's ordered it? We've got Emirates. They've got like 150 of them, haven't they? And then, is it like All Nippon, Qatar? They've ordered it. I think they're actually getting rid of all their older 777, well, all their 777-300ERs by 2024 for the 777X, because I think they're shrinking their fleet. Who else has ordered it? You saw a Beluga 3 days ago. Ooh, where did you see that? Right, I think we've got a 350 coming in now, guys. This will be good fun. And let me know what you think of this spot, because I know it's not quite as good as the other one we've been to, because there's that massive tree in the way. But I've decided to come here because I'm away from everyone else, so I can kind of talk as loudly as I like. As many times as the airline tells you, or you can choose depending on your rank, you've only been able to on the 320 and the 747, but only 2 flights. As is return. Oh wow, that's nothing. We've got a Qatar 350 coming in. Lovely. Should see it come into view now. There we are. He did a good job at that, if I must say so myself. Beautiful aircraft, the 350. There's no denying it. There's also now a Sunwing 737. I didn't even realise. I thought they went under. Got to go now, but right for a trip to Heathrow. Might pop in and say hi. When I arrive from a trip to Heathrow. Oh, thank you very much, Alexander. Thank you for tuning in. See you in a bit. Smart Wings on his way out to Prague. Oh, good stuff. Thank you, Terry. I reckon he'll wait for a minute or so just to let those all that wake die down. It's quite hard to see. Sorry, guys. In fact, I have some updates about equipment and stuff, which I'll tell you all about in a moment when there's our next quiet 5 minutes. Oh, it's got no winglets as well. God, that's a D rate and a half. God, he really derated that. He wasn't scared there, was he? Be at Washington at 1:20 a.m. Christ. That's hardcore, man. Worth it though, if you're flying a 350. Hopefully have a smooth and not too turbulent flight. Yeah, me too. Me too. All those new club suites, you need to keep them in good shape. November Bravo, Speedbird 501 from Lisbon, coming in A320 Neo. Good stuff. Thank you, Terry. Is Jerry here today? No, he isn't, I'm afraid. I think he might be here tomorrow, though. He's definitely doing his Wednesday show tomorrow. Where, I don't know. I'll have to check his app. God, that's literally like idle reverse, that. Can't even hear it. Seems to have slowed down quite quickly, so maybe he did like medium auto brake or something. Oh, we have a big boy 777 taxiing out as well, folks. And I believe that's a TAP. I think it's an A320 Neo. So we got a TAP A320. And oh no, sorry, that's the Qatar 350 just taxiing back. My mistake. God, I'm really not on the ball today. Do you know Robert the Robot? No, I don't. Big jet at Heathrow tomorrow for the A380 and the Virgin 747. Yes, I heard about that, but I'm afraid I can't be here tomorrow. I would have come if I really could, but 'cause I know it's quite a special day at the airport, but sadly I can't. I know, I should just like curl into a ball and cry. That's what I want to do. Especially for that Virgin 74. You know, the 380s, like, you see them all the time. I don't miss them yet, because, you know, I know they'll be back. But like the Virgin 74, you don't really ever see that. That's quite a rare one. That doesn't get much much better than that, because obviously they've all been taken out of passenger service now, the Virgin 74s. Am I right in thinking it's flying down from Manchester? 1 hour 43, your friend Kirsty is landing Bravo Charlie from Shanghai. Oh, that's a 777-300ER, isn't it? I might be around for that. I think my parking might have expired by then, but if I can stick around, I can. We'll wave to Kirsty. What's this 320 doing? There we are, he's off. Up he goes. That was a pretty swift departure, wasn't it? Yeah, ATC's right there. That's the tower. I think it's 90 meters high. I think that's the right number. I think it's 90 meters. And then I think it's you do 90-minute shifts for a half an hour break, something like that. Unless it's the other way round, can't quite remember, but I think it's 90 minutes on the tower. Would you work in ATC? I mean, I definitely don't oppose to the idea, but I've always wanted to be a pilot, and I've got my place in L3, so that's kind of where I'm set on going and where I'm planning on staying. Stick around for 10 more minutes. Oh, thank you, Alexander. What's your favourite aeroplane? Ooh, right, okay. It's a hard one. Like, of all time, although I never saw it, you'd always have a soft spot for Concorde. I'm sure anyone will. I love the A350. The 900 and the 1000, I think, look absolutely gorgeous. I'm a big fan of the 777-300ER. To look at, I think they look lovely. Yeah, Dreamliner's all right, but the 350 is much better. Jack, hello, you're right. Yeah, so I don't actually like have a preference, to be honest. Although, is that a 7810 being towed? No, it's a -9. Never mind. Yeah, but in terms of like passenger comfort, it's got to be the 380. I've been on 4 of them and they never fail to amaze me. 2 Swiss 220-100s on radar. So we've got Bravo India to Geneva and Bravo Delta to Zurich. Okay, yeah. Oh, that'll be good fun, actually. That'll be really good fun because they get up so quickly. 787 is beautiful as well. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Jack, actually. That's a good shout. That is a good shout. No, it does look nice. You see, I've always been an Airbus person, but when I think of like favourite aircraft, not many of them are actually Airbus. Strange. Like if it could have like the Boeing airframes with the Airbus cockpit and philosophy. If I could avoid the plane, it'd be the 757. The cabins may have jet fuel. Kirsty used to fly them back in the day on the 767. Oh, nice. I've been on 2 757s, a 200 and a 300, and I didn't like them either. It was with Iceland there. Like they were well kept. Like the cabin was all lovely. Don't get me wrong. That was all very nice. But no, they were just old. They were just like really old, you know, and noisy. I mean, I'm sure if I was sitting, I was right at the back as well, so you get all the kind of dispersion of the jet blast anyway, so it's always much noisier at the back. I'm sure if I was at the front, I would have loved it. But yeah, I went into the flight deck of that as well, because I retrofitted all of them. They've got all the new like Honeywell instruments. Monday will be saying the same thing about the 78 and the 350. Yeah, literally. I mean, it's kind of happened with the 380 anyway, I guess. Like, you know, we were all singing its praises and just saying how amazing it is, and then the airlines are like, actually, we hate it, we want to retire it. Ali Ashka, hello, welcome, how's it going? Will you be live next week, Max? Yes, of course I will, because they're not on the southern runway for a while now. They've actually closed it for some resurfacing. Yeah, so this week, next week, and I think the week, I think until the end of July, beginning of August, they are on the northern runway. So that's more time for me to come here. Hi Ali, how's it going? Just waiting for Boom Supersonic. Yes, literally, the overture. That's going to be good. That's going to be so much fun to see. I think JAL are going to have a few as well. So hopefully they'll fly them here. I hope it's not going to be a matter of like, you can only... yeah, I hope you'll be able to see them here. Don't know if you were here, but you did the delivery of Bravo Foxtrot. Oh my God, nice. I've seen Bravo Foxtrot take off well, actually no. Yes, I have seen. I've seen it depart here once, and when I was last at Myrtle Avenue, it went right over my head. Oh, when you mentioned the BA350, Alessandra, it makes me so sad. So I was supposed to fly on one. I was supposed to be flying on Speedbird 67 to Philadelphia in the club suite, and that's now officially been cancelled. British Airways have cancelled it. I mean, we weren't going to go anyhow, so we're glad it's cancelled so we can get our money back. But yeah, no, sad stuff. Another 320 Neo on radar, Scandinavian Oscar Kilo, Scandinavian 532 to Arlanda, sorry. Stockholm, Arlanda. And Virgin 682 350 from Los Angeles. Nice. Oh yeah, here it is. Well spotted. Ali, no he isn't, sadly. Oh, he's nose high, isn't he? Nicely done. That's GV Jam, which was either the second or third one. I can't remember. Did a good job of that, if I say so myself. A380 or A350? Oh no. A350 to look at, A380 to fly on. In fact, I'd say A380 just because it's so massive. Do you know what I mean? Like, and also I think because they're like getting retired now, I just think that it has to kind of be your favourite so you can embrace them whilst they're still here. Because they're not going to be here for much longer, so just, you know, make the most of the 380s. But I love the 350. I have nothing negative to say about the 350. Yeah, Alexander, of course you're going to disagree with me because you fly the thing. Yeah, but as I said, the 350. Should we put it this way? The 350 is my favourite twin-engine jet. There we are. That's a good way to put it. If we're gonna go down the twin-engine route, it's definitely the 350, especially over like the 78 or something. When you're ending the stream in about an hour and 10 minutes, Ali. So on the 1 hour 40-minute mark, I will be wrapping up because my parking will expire, and I don't really want to get into trouble by the lovely people at the Renaissance Hotel. Yeah, I can see the 320 Neo just taxiing round. I think it's gone behind the terminal building now, but there's also a Qatar 359. I prefer the flight deck of the 350 to the 380. I'll say that. I've sat in both and loved it. And we have a Swiss A220 coming out, boys. In fact, should we try and get the super zoom lens? Should we try and get that bad boy up and running? Because we all know that we always try it and it never works. For something as small as the 220, it might come in quite handy. Because it's 22 times the zoom. Right, bear with me folks. It's going to get a little bit blurry. But only momentarily. Oops. Maybe at some point you can jump onto one of my flights and I can classify you as a friend. You get a heavy discount. Oh, that'd be nice. Hello, Matthew. You all right? Yeah, that'd be lovely, Alexander. Could I jump seat by any chance? Yeah, a serious question. How does like what are British Airways' rules on like jump seating and stuff? And just generally jump seating. Like, I know it's not allowed, but like you see people who still manage to do it. Is it solely because they like work for the airline or have some form of special? So you see some people that do it and some people that don't. Speedbird 315 November Lima from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Yes, it is coming in. You are right. Wait for it to hop into view. Should come in any moment. My lens needs a clean as well, actually. Do I watch any YouTubers? Yes, of course I watch YouTubers. Favourite ones? I'm sure that's going to be the next question. Obviously, Big Jet, I'm a member of, and the only YouTuber I've ever given money to. Need to have a connection with the airline. So, but I could show how everything works on the ground. Yeah, that'd be brilliant, Alexander. Matthew, is that a Neo? Yes, that is an A320 Neo. Yeah, it was. What was the registration? Yeah, November Lima. That's definitely a Neo. All right, now this is the A220 Max. Do I know Sam Chui? Yes, I do know Sam Chui. And I do watch his stuff, but in terms of flight reviews, I've always been a loyal Non-Stop Dan fan personally, because I find his reviews the most honest. Non-Stop Dan and the Points guy. Should I say guys? Quick departure. That's what we like to see. All right, boys, let me know how this lens is working out, because obviously it's when the 350 comes out, we'll take it off. Don't worry, because that's big and doesn't need it. Right, so we have now a Scandinavian SAS, which I believe stands for Scandinavian Airlines System. Yeah, it is a bit dirty. I'm actually going to take it off now and give it a little clean. So SAS, which stands for, I believe, Scandinavian Airlines System. A320 Neo, off to Stockholm, Arlanda. There we are, 50%. And take off. Probably flex there, I'd imagine. So obviously the runway at Heathrow is very long and it's not contaminated. He got up quick, didn't he? Do you know the basics of flying like in Flight Sim? Yes, I love Flight Sim. I use prepared version 4.5. I haven't upgraded to version 5 yet. And I fly the Airbus, the FS Labs A320. You might have heard of it. It's like a study level Airbus 320 sim. I did used to fly a lot of the Boeing stuff, like from PMDG, like the 777, the 73 and the 74. But since I've spent all that money on the Airbus, I've been making the most of that. How do you get prepared? Well, you just go on the Pred website and buy it. There's a 7879. Heard FS20, yes it is. It is, and I believe you can pre-order it as well, and if you pre-order it, you get access to the beta, which on the, I think it's the 30th of June? No, July. Not June. Yes, you can get access to the beta on the 30th of July. If you pre-order now, and I have a feeling that you have to order the premium to get access to the beta, which is £110, and you basically get all 30 custom built airports. So there's like 30 custom built airports and some other good stuff on there as well. Some other aircraft as well. So I think there's like 20 or 30. I think it might actually be 30. You're getting X-Plane 11. No, why would you do that? Wait. Oh, that sounds lush. You have to get premium deluxe to get Heathrow, but will you still get Heathrow without? Yes, you will, but it will be based on like auto-generated scenery. Whereas if you get the premium, it's like a custom modelled airport. And I know some people who have access to the beta, and they've said that literally the add-on airports, like the custom ones, they are like flight hamper quality. And for those of you who don't know what flight hamper, they're like the creme de la creme of flight sim sceneries. It's about as good as it gets. Like, everything is modelled. Everything is modelled to exacting details. All the runway textures, all the terminal buildings. So Heathrow won't look like any. I mean, like the. I don't know. Like the taxiway layout will be the same. Like the runway layout will be the same. The building layout will be largely the same. But they basically, when they auto-generate, they have like a kind of database of default buildings, and those default buildings will cover the terminals. It's like Terminal 5, it will be there, and you will still have the gates of Terminal 5, but the building won't really look like Terminal 5, like the actual design of the building. It's the difference between using the default prepared scenery on P3D or buying Aerosoft Heathrow, if that makes any sense. Oh, listen to the buzzsaw on that. Look at the wings flexing, man. All right, Alexander, thank you for tuning in. It's great seeing you. Keep in touch. Fly safe. Happy landings. Right, should we try the super zoom lens? The super zoom lens. Jesus, I literally can't speak. Alexander, no, thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you for tuning in. when I see the viewer number goes up, it just keeps me going. Ali, what did you eat? Terry, 777-300 Alpha 7 Bravo Echo Whiskey Qatar to Doha is now on radar. Ooh. Nice, good stuff. That'd be a fun one to watch. I'd imagine that's cargo looking at that flight number. Can't be anything else, surely. Hello, Ali. Max, do I know what's my date of birth? No, I don't know, sadly. Still looks dirty, doesn't it? Can't see anything on final either, sadly. Although I believe there's a 319 taxiing out. Good stuff, guys. Where do I live? Max, of course I'm not going to tell you that. Hello, Simmy McSimface, welcome back. Speedbird 850 to Warsaw. Yep, I can see it. I reckon he's going to take off after the... Oh, he is going some, actually. Look, you might see him taxi in a sec. Look, he's really going some. Look, he's really catching him up. Unless he's going to make the 319 go first. Simi, he left. He left. Do you have a plane collection at home? Oh dear, you'll be here for ages. Yes, so I've got 29 model aircraft. And then I collect safety cars and just any airline memorabilia, basically. Ali, no, I'm not. to test out this. Right, ease off G90s, guys. I can't check Snapchat, sadly. Sorry, Jack. Why? Why? What is it? Guys, I'm really sorry I missed that departure. I've just been playing around with something, but we do have a British Airways 777. Can you screenshot it for me and send it to me or something, Jack, so I can check after? Because right, so let me catch up with chat a bit. Just remember, when you can, screenshot Joe's. Give us the... Okay, alright. I'll do my best. Lufthansa on finals and Speedbird 815 from Copenhagen. Oh, check that out, boys. We've got a British Airways 777 and a Qatar 777. Anyone know where that BA 777 is going to? Right, I think it's time to talk about equipment. So, I managed to find, yes, Pia has been banned. I've actually managed to find an old laptop of ours and an old digital camera, and you can wire it all up through HDMI. So next time I'm here, I might be able to film with a proper camera. And if I can do that, guys, we're really talking. Like, you have no idea how cool that's gonna be. Ali, yep, 6 months. 6 months, they're not allowed in. Anywhere in Europe, I believe. I believe Europe as a whole has banned them. Right, some more G90 power now, guys. To Shanghai, thank you, Terry. To Speedbird 161 to Shanghai. Afternoon, Rob. How are we? You all right? RFS Real Flight Simulator. I don't really know how simulatory that really is. What's it like? Isn't it like Extreme Landings, just a bit more? Isn't it like Infinite Flight? But I know Infinite Flight has its pros, isn't it? I know now it's got like VNAV and SIDS and stars. And some of the aircraft are getting pretty alright, but it's nothing on PC level. Right, so I believe that was there was something else that you said was coming in, folks. I sadly can't remember. Let's have a look. Lufthansa 908 Whiskey Hotel from Frankfurt. Yes, it is Lufthansa Airbus A320-200 with a CFM56 and Charlotte. I don't think it's a Neo. And it's coming in from Frankfurt am Main to London Heathrow. Late on the reversers. Nicely done. Bit of a floater, but yeah, not bad, not bad. The Germans' refinement has come in handy on that one. Right, next up is a Qatar 777-300ER. That's alright, Max. Welcome back. Right, here we go now. G9115Bs. And I think this is cargo. Off to Doha. Just bring them up to 50. Stabilise and shove that toga button. There we are. Oh, they sound delightful, don't they? You're coming in the bath. I'd be very careful with how you word that. Yeah, no offence, Max, but that was worded pretty poorly. Anyone could misinterpret that. Just Planes Premiere is live now. Ooh, I don't really like Just Planes very much. I think their audio is awful. Pilot's Eye is brilliant. Don't think they really make any anymore, but Pilot's Eye is pretty damn good, if I must say so myself. If you pardon the pun. My own charity called Wish Wings, if you pardon the pun. Oh, we'll have a bit of come fly with me, don't we? Sorry, Judith. Max, no, I'm not. Oh, it's getting quite chilly now. Might be time might be about time I get my hoodie on. It's getting rather cold now. Max, you've asked me quite a few times. No, I'm afraid I don't. We do have a British Airways A319 lining up. He's probably more or less ready to go. Quick sanitize, squirt my hands. Some of that sanitizer, good stuff, guys. Sanitizer, you should all be doing the same, especially when you're out and about. Be masking up as well. That's what I'm going to be doing when I pay for my parking. Right, we have a aircraft taxiing out. Let me just have a look and see what that is. Right, I think that's a Dreamliner. Ali, indeed, indeed. But yeah, if I manage to get the laptop connected up with the good camera and everything, I can tell you now, the actual stream itself will be so much better. Like I'll get, you know, the camera has like 18 times optical zoom. Like it's, you know, it's some properly good kit. But the only problem that I'm facing is the battery life on the laptop isn't very good. So I would be surprised if I got an hour and a half of worth of stream on it. And I also haven't worked out how the audio is going to work, because I could use the camera's microphone, but I genuinely don't know what it's actually like if it's any good or not. Right, there is a Dreamliner taxiing out. I'm just trying to work out what variant it is. Is that a Dash 10? No, sadly it isn't. It's a Dash 9. Nearly missed that. That caught me by surprise. Jesus. There's something else on final as well, actually. Sorry guys, I probably gave some of you some motion sickness during that. We nearly missed the... we nearly missed that Dreamliner. I think we pretty much did miss it, actually. And he's off to San Francisco, apparently. Thank you very much. Who was it that told me? Terry, thank you. Terry, you've been a legend this stream, must say. Yeah, and then Kilo Romeo, the Speedbird 242 from Mexico. Yeah, cheers, Terry. You've been our little radar lookout for the day. Absolute legend. Cheers. And schedules for this week, someone asked earlier, I don't think I actually answered properly. So I know for definite Friday night, I'm going to be here probably from around 8:30 to about 10:30. So that should be good. We'll get some nice night action, some pretty cool stuff at night. We get a lot of the Asian stuff. So last time I was here, we had there was an Eva Air 777, some Air China and China Airlines 350s. Yeah, so some pretty cool stuff. And then I'm going to try and get down at some point on Thursday. Whether Thursday's going to be the morning or the evening, I haven't decided yet. Because I've got some family commitments this week. Because we like moving house and stuff. So I've been asked to kind of try and stay home as much as possible. But I've told the family that I'm going to be here on Friday night. I've got company on Friday night as well. We'll be joined by the lovely Joe and Jack. So they'll be keeping us company during the stream. Won't comment on here. Ali, it's not my place to enjoyment of it. I know you can all comment as much as you like, guys. Don't worry about me. Gives me more to talk about. The United 777. United. Jerry would say. United, Smokey Joe! True Don, what a legend. Oh, that bus. What a mug, getting in the way. Oh yeah, Rob, sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, we agreed to disagree. It's another aircraft on final, so I have a feeling that he might let that aircraft land first before the Dreamliner takes off. And we've also got a Virgin Dreamliner taxiing out, and there's the Swiss A220 behind it. So we'll just keep the camera here for the moment. So when it pops into view, we'll be here. And we've just we've passed the hour mark as well, 62 minutes. Thank you all so very much for being here, guys. Alexander, hello, welcome back. It's getting quite blustery now. Like we need a pool on a blustery day. Speedbird 849 Charlie Delta from Zagreb. Nice. Yep, he's due in any second now. I can see him. The tree's in the way, so the camera can't, but I can see him. It's getting really quite blustery now. You know it's blustery when the tripod starts to shake. Hope you can hear me through all the wind as well, guys. And we've got the Emirates 777 pushing back as well. So blustery. Alright, here he is now. Speedbird 849er. Virgin GV popped to Miami on radar. Nice, nice, nice. Right, bear with me guys, I'm just plugging in my my power bank. Although actually, let's catch this. He's going some. And up he goes. Oh, no, not quite, it looked like it, there we are. Right, bear with me guys, I'm just plugging in. You may all remember my DIY phone charging. The worst channel on the net. Hello. How are we? There's another aircraft coming in. What's this, guys? Do we know? looks like an A320. Then we've got the, yeah, I'm very well, thank you, very well. A bit cold, if I'm being honest, but yeah, all good. All right, looks like an A320 Neo. There's a real like crab. You can actually see the crab with this wind. Is this a 321 or a 320? It was a 321. The ACF, and that's Neo Victor. The ACF Airbus Cabin Flex. Right, next up is the British Airways 7879 Dreamliner. And I can also see that Virgin A350 pushing back. That was previously mentioned. All right, see you later, Ali. Thank you for tuning in. You can actually hear the engine starting up from here. Anything behind you, you're hearing really well at the moment because the wind is obviously going in I think it's a northeasterly direction today. Yeah, so it's blowing in from the west and blowing eastwards. All right, he's going. So we'll bring the engines up to 50%, let them stabilise, and toga. Yep, Emirates 2 is on radar. I can see it. I can see it taxiing out as well. That's Kilo Mike, so I believe he said San Francisco. Next up is a Virgin 7879. Loads of 7879s here. You know, this coronavirus has really shown the confidence in different aircraft types to airlines. I mean, you know, between the A350 and the 787s and like the A320 Neos, it's really shown what aircraft airlines actually want and actually need. You're seeing all the 380s, they're all going, all the 74s, they're all going, the 340s, you know. Aviation Gamer, hello, how are we? Speedbird 480319 Papa Zulu to Barcelona. Notice the white stripe on the engine. There's obviously some temporary fixes for the Trent 1000s because we all know what's happening. Well, it's not even Rolls-Royce actually. I say Rolls-Royce, it's Boeing's fault. I think Boeing basically overclocked them. What time did the American get in? What, you mean the United? The United literally came in like 5 minutes ago. Not long at all. Here we have the British Airways yeah, I know, you're absolutely right, Rob. You're absolutely right. And my point is that the aircraft that they're keeping really shows like the most economically viable aircraft. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You know, I'm sure many aircraft, you know, airlines like Air France, I'm sure they loved the comfort of the 380. I mean, let's not forget how shocking their cabin was. But still, you know, we don't really go there. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure they loved like the serenity and the smoothness of the 380. But if it's not making them any money and they're spending more time, you know, maintaining it than they are actually flying it, and they can't fill it. You know, I've got like 550 odd seats on the Air France one that they need to fill. They don't want to fill it, and there's literally no point. Got an Air China A330-243. Yes, it might be the one parked up. It might be that one there you're seeing. Maybe that one's getting ready to go somewhere. I'm not quite sure. Unless there's another one taxiing somewhere. And there's the Emirates 777 300ER Emirates 2 off to Dubai. Can't see anything on fire at the moment, but look at that beauty. Lots of A330s as well, I must say. I'm surprised to see how many 330s there are. Because they do all... No, I would have thought the 330s would have been deemed pretty like old and probably quite expensive to run, but obviously not. Can he see anything on final? Ah, yes, that Air China A330 is now pushing back. So was that Terry again that mentioned it? Yes, Terry. Yeah, it must be that one, I reckon, that you're seeing. Can't make out the red from here, it's too small, but yeah, that is probably the one. Right, here's a big one, boys. An Emirates 777. That's all right, Max. No worries. Welcome back. I've flown on these. I've flown on 2 Emirates 777s from Dubai to Ho Chi Minh City and back. And Virgin 525 GV Pop to Miami. I never knew that they used the 350s to Miami. Is it it must be a new route for them. So I knew they used it to obviously JFK, and then I think they brought LA into the mix. There we are, off he goes. The Emirates 777s, I think, are probably one of the nicest aircraft livery combination. I think it looks stunning. There we are, there's the Air China A330-200. No, not Simple Flying, Simply Aviation. Apparently recommended against that. I think they said that if you're flying to China, especially on China Airlines, try and avoid the A330 if at all possible. I think they are quite old. I think they're retrofitted to economy, but off he goes as well. Some lovely buzzsaw from the Trent XWBs. Alright, so it's Victor Papa, Oscar Papa, GV Pop, and he's off to Miami, so that's probably what, 7 odd hours, 7, 8 hours, and he'll be there. The Air China's only 7 years old. Oh, okay, so it's quite young for an A330-200. Not bad, that. So it's probably got all the like all the up-to-date systems in the flight deck. Because Airbus, like, although a lot of the flight decks are like largely the same, quite a lot of them actually differ quite a lot. Like the older ones, all the backup gauges, they're still all steam gauges on the older ones, whereas the new ones, all the backup gauges, they're all digital. They just run on different contingency systems. So if the engines were to die in flight, I believe the RAT has the power to power those backup gauges. I think there's only the one, and that's in between the captain's navigation display and the engine display. So yeah, I'd imagine if it's only 7 years old, it probably has that. It probably has the slightly newer autopilot window panels. So instead of being a kind of like old pixelated red, they're slightly higher resolution and they're more kind of yellowish colour. Yeah, they do keep them up to date. That was a nice S-Class actually. That Mercedes S-Class is lovely. The Mustang isn't here today, sadly. Right, this looks like it could be a 767. Ooh, it is a 767. From who? Cargo jet. Oh my god, and it's got winglets. I might be coming from Cincinnati. I think that's normally where they come from. I remember trying to pronounce that place, Cincinnati, and let's just say I was laughed at quite a lot. And there's the Air China A330 taxiing out there. In fact, we need to carry out our new tradition now. You may remember whenever we have any Chinese airline, we end up singing that newly viral song that went viral on TikTok, Qi Jing Mei. So the lyrics are Sui Hua Piao Piao Bei Feng Xiao. We must sing that, and all of you are going to join in. You're all going to put it in chat, because it's just what you do now. We did it last time. We had 3 A350s, 2 Air China, China Airlines, and we had an Eva Air, which it's Taiwanese. However you want to take that. I thought we'd still do it. Now, I also see a British Airways 777-200 taxiing in behind. It's just behind there, just behind the terminal. He's taxiing out. So hopefully there'll be the rollers. The Rolls-Royce Trent 800s, because they're always so nice. They have a really nice kind of rumble, like a nice purr to it. They sound lovely. That's the thing. I think with the G90s, the only thing that makes them sound as good as they sound is that like initial spool up and whistle, like that whistle at like 50%. When you get more towards 70 and beyond, yes, of course it sounds nice, but I think it some people, I think sometimes it can get a bit generic, whereas the Trent 800s have that lovely strong buzzsaw to it, and they sound really, really nice. we are, it's a KLM City Hopper. Just had some information, I think, from Terry there. So that's a KLM 1019 Papa Hotel Echo X-Ray Charlie from Amsterdam Schiphol. Okay folks, we need to fly KLM, oldest airline in the world, lovely blue fuselage. They celebrated 100 years yesterday. Excuse the appalling Dutch accent, but hey ho. Alright guys, we're going to get a lovely howl from the Trent 700s on this big boy. And then we'll be singing Yejing Mei as it passes down. Get your togas in chat. They're notoriously long, the spool up from 50 to takeoff thrust set. Oh, he's going for it. You can really hear that there. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. They sound lovely, those things. There's a 787. So at first glance, it looks like it could be a Dash 8. Hard to tell. It's easier when you get up close. Best way to tell if it's a Dash 8, Dash 9 or a Dash 10 is actually looking at the windows. So the windows on the Dash 8, from door 1 to door 2 I'm talking about. So if you look at from door 1 to door 2, on the Dash 8 the windows literally run all the way along. On the Dash 9 the windows are in pairs. They're like 2, then a gap, 2 and then a gap. Because they have a first class cabin on the Dash 9, whereas they don't on the Dash 8. And to look at the Dash 10, it has partly the windows in pairs because it has the 2 rows of first class, and then the windows carry on just as normal to door 2. Right, so we've got A321 Neo Yankee, Speedbird 1447 from Edinburgh, thank you. Oh, he's dipping the wing there. Yep, that is a Dash 8. Yeah, so you can see there, like the windows are all the way along. They're in pairs on the Dash 9, and then on the Dash 10, you've got the pairs where there's the 2 rows of first, and then they carry on where business class begins. And the 787-10 is actually fitted with the new club suite, whereas the 787 8 and 9 are not, sadly. Don't know if they're going to retrofit it. And that's Speedbird 1932 Dallas. Lovely. Wait, Speedbird 193, that's been the Dash 10s for the past few days, I believe. No! Have they changed it to a Dash 8 when it should be a Dash 10? Because I know the initial route was supposed to be Atlanta, but when I was looking at the at Flight Radar where Lima Alpha and Lima Bravo have been, they've been going to DFW the whole time. Bus. Get out of the way. Flying to Hong Kong. Is this on RFS Max? Road Britannia. Da, 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 da. Like for British Airways, should we be like really patriotic? God save our gracious Queen. Long live our... Oh, Speedbird 611 November X-Ray. A320 from Palermo. Woo! Oh, I haven't flown to Palermo for so long. Being of a Sicilian heritage, we go to Sicily every year, but we always fly EasyJet to Catania because it's slightly closer to the town where we're from. I'm always trying to convince my mum to just 1 year to do Palermo from Heathrow with a BA, but they're not having it, and fair enough. Oh, he's floating. He ballooned a bit there, look, he's lowering the nose. Terry, I was literally just about to say that's November Charlie, I believe. That's all right, Terry, don't worry. So you've been our little, you've been our flight radar looker. So I'm not complaining at all. Thanks to you, it's only thanks to you we know where all this stuff is coming from. Are you using Flight Radar 24 or FlightAware? Can't see anything on final just yet, but yeah, nothing on final. I think we're still at that British Airways 777. But I can't see him now unless he's gone to the hangar. Right, let's catch up with your comments. So Flight Radar 24. You don't know for how many. No, that's what I generally use, mate. Flight Radar 24. I mean, FlightAware, I've heard it's really good. I've just never got round to using it. And do you know why Virgin's A380s, why Virgin 330s are going to? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they're flying some of them off to Spain, I believe, for storage, because they're getting all their 350s and their 78s. I think they're generally a bit more efficient than the 330s. So I think they've been putting them in Spain for storage, simply because there's room there, and they're going to keep all their 350s and vast majority of their 78s, especially whilst the engines are working. You have to be very careful on this road, I must say, because it's riddled with speed cameras. It's like, you can actually, if you look at the speed camera down there, if you're over here, you can actually see how fast the cars are going. You probably can't actually see it on the camera, but he's going 32, he's speeding. Look, it says slow down. And it's riddled with speed cameras. Absolutely riddled with them. So if you're not careful, you're going to be faced with a pretty hefty fine. So I'm guessing they probably need the money. Especially like at Luton. What is it? It's like 13 minutes for £4 and it's like £1 a minute over. Speedbird 227-787-9 Kilo Alpha. Ooh, it's the maiden -9. How lovely. Yep, I can see him. He's just behind the building, so I won't bother panning to it just yet, but you'll see him come into view rather shortly. Just 4 A320s all parked up. Will the Virgin 330 come back to Heathrow? Yes, I'm pretty sure it will. The 74s obviously aren't. But yeah, 330s aren't due to be retired. Again, like that Air China one, a lot of their 330s are actually quite young. They're all about 7, 8, 9, some maybe 10 years old. But like for A330s, which have obviously been around since the 80s, they are all young. They are all young. Obviously not as young as some of the Dreamliners and the 350s, because the 350s are what, a year? No, 2 years. 2 years old, I think, is the oldest. Was it 2018 or 2019? It got delivered. I can't remember. Was it 18 or 19? I think it was 2019. It might be 20. Wait. It might be 2019, the first BA and Virgin 350 got delivered. Honestly, this quarantine, I don't know what it's doing to me. Yep, so there it is. There's the 7879 off to Atlanta. Atlanta, currently the busiest airport in the world. I think it was it 89 million passengers a year, something like that. And there was just behind there, I don't think you can see it now, but there was an Egypt Air 738 taxiing out. And then in about 5 minutes, folks, we're going to be calling it a day, I'm afraid. Egypt Air to Cairo. Good stuff. Thank you, Terry. Right, whilst we were here, I'll also just say, because we were going to do this, but no one really requested it, so I don't think I'll bother, but you can find me on Instagram, _Matteo_Mariano_, same spelling as the channel name. Feel free to drop a follow, and we were thinking of perhaps doing like a little community group chat. So if you do want me to make one, just send me a DM, just saying that you want one, and you'll be part of it. And maybe I'll put one together if we get enough. We'll try and get at least 10 people before we make it, so we put it together. Will you be able to come back to see my flight to Amsterdam next week? I mean, I'm gonna be here a fair bit next week, so yeah, I guess. If you give me the details, I can see if I can work around it. If you give me the flight number, the time it departs. I'm guessing it's from Heathrow. Is it BA or KLM? There is an aircraft on Farnham as well. BA, good stuff. Don't have Instagram. Oh, that's a shame. Right, we're gonna watch this Dreamliner, and then then this inbound aircraft, and then we're gonna stop for the day. And I'm gonna be wrapping up. So you'll see my face. at the wing flex on that, Jesus. I love how on the Dreamliner when they land, you can, especially it's actually more on the 380. When it touches down, obviously the spoilers create, you know, a ton of downforce, and you can literally just see it press the wing down. Like you can literally see it like flex and just like literally all just flop down in one hit. It's mad. Because the 380, it has quite a big like bend on that wing because of the sheer weight of it. Like when they do like, you know, the flight control checks, you know, when they do the aileron check and you're sitting at the wing, especially on the lower deck, and you watch the spoilers, you can literally see like the line in the spoilers. They're almost like, it's mad. It's almost like a gap between all of them, just to compensate for the sheer size and like movement that the wing has. All right, guys, this is the final approach of the day. I'm sure we're going to get our little memo from Terry shortly with all the information. At the 100-minute mark, pretty much, which is absolutely perfect. So it looks like a British Airways A320. Right. And that's Neo Romeo from Amsterdam. Thank you, Terry. Terry Stapley, I'll keep an eye out for you on the next stream, definitely. All right. That's a day. So thank you so very much for tuning in. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I've had a great time. It's been a great hour and a half. Actually, more than that. We're at the 100-minute mark now. So it's been a great, just under 2 hours now. Where we've just been chilling out here at Heathrow, watching the traffic. I will be back at some point this week. I'm pretty sure Friday night I'll be here. Terry, all the best to you too. Thank you very much. Thanks for all the Flight Radar updates you've been giving. They've been absolutely brilliant. I've loved them. And thank you so very much to everyone joining. Max, thank you. Who else we got? Let's have a quick look at who's been commenting. Obviously we've got Rob. Thank you very much, Rob, for tuning in. The worst channel on the net. Thank you so much, guys. Then obviously we've got Bugs, Simmy McSimface, Ali Gashka, Aviation Gamer. I think I've got everyone. Simmy McSimface, Alexandra Pasuto, thank you. And Alexander, I'm sure you're probably not watching now. I think you said you had to go, but if you are here, safe flying. Hope everything goes well with the 350. So yeah, I'll be back probably Friday night, some point on Thursday maybe, but definitely subscribe. Please subscribe, because then you can see all the community stuff, and I always put a load of, you know, mumbo jumbo on it, just a load of rubbish, so you can see when I'm next live. So yeah, so that should be Friday night from around 8:30ish, and I'll be joined by the lovely Jack and Joe. And then maybe Thursday, I'm going to see if I can get down on Thursday. I might have some commitments at home, but if I can get down on Thursday, I definitely will. Now, obviously, if this week is a bit quieter, if it's just today and Friday, next week we'll make up for it, because they're closing the southern runway, so they're on solely the northern operations for the next few weeks. So I'll be making the most of my time here. All right, that's it from me. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. Stay safe during this whole crisis. Obviously, follow all your government guidelines. Don't be the fools that, you know, maybe give us a second peek, because we really don't want that. All right, that's it from me. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you very much. And I will see you when I see you, which will hopefully be Friday, if not before, maybe Thursday. Take care, guys.